Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, it's Yahweh. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh. It's all about the Most High.
I want to get this topic out, man, because it gotta be, it's a reminder topic. This is one of those reminder topics that we gotta hit every so often to remind brothers and sisters we gotta remind brothers and sisters not to fall into certain spirits. Go to 2 Timothy 3.
1 Timothy 3?
2 Timothy 3.
2 Timothy chapter 3.
And verse 1.
And verse 1.
I'm not going to give y'all a title yet. I'm going to give it to you in a sec. I just want to hit two scriptures first, and then we'll go in with the title. Read.
This know also, that in the last days,
go ahead,
perilous times shall come.
Right, so the scriptures let us know in the last days, a lot of perilous times, a lot of dangerous, perverse times will come. Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Right, because that brotherly love that we're supposed to have towards one another would be gone. Men would be lovers of their own selves. And the reason why I'm going here, because there's certain characteristics pertaining to this topic that I want to bring out about a certain character. Go ahead.
Covetous.
There'll be covetousness, right? Wanting everything that's not yours. Looking at, I like them shoes, I want those. Right? Go ahead.
Boasters.
Boasters. Oh, I'm great at everything. I'm the man. Right? I'm this, I'm that. I was Michael Jordan in 95. I was Al Bundy. I scored 4 touchdowns. Boasting of everything. Everybody, boasting of you're good. Go ahead.
Proud.
Proud. Maybe a little bit too proud. Proud to be an American. Right? Taking pride in the wrong things. Go ahead.
Blasphemers.
Blasphemers. Speaking against Christ. Speaking against the Spirit. Christ ain't real. I don't believe in that no more. Christ ain't raised from the dead. I don't believe in that Bible. Right? I don't believe in that, man. It ain't work for me. Go ahead.
Disobedient to parents.
A lot of disobedience to parents or parent-like figures. Go ahead.
Unthankful.
On what?
Unthankful.
Yeah, not a lot of thankfulness in the individual characteristics that the type of person we're gonna go into and talk about. Unthankful. Thinking that they're owed something. Read.
Unholy.
Unholy. Not really godly. To be holy, you're godly, you're sanctified, you're set apart. Consecrated to the church, right? To the priesthood. But this person is not really godly, they're unholy. Go ahead.
Without natural affection.
Without what?
Natural affection.
Yeah, there's no true brotherly love. There's no true sisterly love. There's no true love for the nation. No natural affection. It's forced. It's only I'm gonna show you affection if I'm getting something out of it. Read.
Truce breakers.
Right. Truce breakers. Yeah. We make an agreement to do this, but you break it. You break your truce. You don't keep your word. Read.
False accusers.
False accusers. Because you meddle in people's business. You judge incorrectly. Now you're falsely accusing a person of doing something or being something that they're not. finger pointers. Read.
Incontinent.
Somebody get that definition. Incontinent. Somebody get that definition. I'll look it up real fast. Incontinent. Wow. I'll go here real quick. Incontinent, lack of self-restraint. No self-control, no temperance. So they're incontinent. Having no or insufficient voluntary control of urination or bowels. So you're incontinent. You just like diarrhea at the mouth, diarrhea at the body. Everything you do is like a diarrhea move. It just comes out. No control, no self-control. Read on.
Fierce.
Fierce. And not the cologne either. Meaning fierce in judgment, harsh, overbearing, overruling. Go ahead.
Despisers of those that are good.
Wait, what?
Despisers of those that are good.
Right. The characteristic that we're going to go into, the type of mind state that we're going to hit, they are what?
Despisers of those that are good.
They're despisers of the good things that come about through good works and through being doers of the word and not hearers only. Read on.
Traitors.
They're what?
Traitors.
Yeah, 1 minute you with us, the next minute, I don't know about that. I don't know about that Israelite thing. 1 minute you a Muslim, then you like, I don't know about that Muslim thing. I'm a Christian, I don't know about that Christian. I'm a Kemet, I don't know about I'm a Jew, I'm a this, I'm a that. You like trading teams, man. You're not settled in what you believe. Go ahead.
Heady.
Heady. It's all about you and what you think. High-minded. Read.
High-minded.
High-minded, right? All about your thoughts. I exalt myself above the eagle, above the clouds. It's all about me. Me, myself, and I. Read.
Lovers of pleasures.
Lovers of pleasures. You love to take part in the pleasurable moments. But when it's time for that nitty and gritty, get down to that work, and play hard, but you don't want to work hard. You just want to play hard and play hard. Go ahead.
More than lovers of God.
Right. You love the pleasurable things. You love to feed your face, feed your flesh more than serving the Most High. Come on.
Having a form of godliness.
Having a what?
A form of godliness.
See, the characteristics, the spirit we're going to touch on, it has a form of godliness. You look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's a godly man. I like the way he got them fringes. I like the way his beard looks, right? But it says he has a form of godliness. She has a form, yeah, her head wrap is tied real tight, skirt below the knees, got the fringes hanging, border of blue. Her salute is real soft. Yahweh Shamar done. Floating through class with the wind blowing, right? That brother looks godly. That sister looks godly. Having a form of godliness. Go ahead.
But denying the power thereof.
But doing what?
But denying the power thereof.
Right. So, stop right there. They have a form of godliness, but they deny the power of the Most High. Do what? They don't want to do the works. They don't want to. They want to say they're about it, talk about it, but they don't want to literally do it. Now, I want to see if y'all picked up. What type of spirit does that describe?
Lucifer.
Kai? No, you're right.
I say that because
you're right.
So like I said that because the form where he said he was sent like in the form of an angel.
He transformed himself into an angel of light. Right. I see where you're going with that. But I'm trying to get y'all to think on a spiritual, not a person, but a spirit. Something that, you know, they accuse you of that. They accuse you in the world of it, but you could be accused in the truth. No. What were the Pharisees?
Hypocrites.
They were what?
Hypocrites.
Somebody give me that definition of hypocrite. Now, not only were they hypocrites, this Timothy, 2 Timothy 3:1 sums up a hypocrite. I mean, to the T.
Hypocrite.
Does it not? It sums up a hypocrite to the T. All these things are in the hypocritical mind state. And we're not going to hit every one of these things, but we're going to hit a few.
Hypocrite.
What you got?
A person who pretends to have virtues.
Oh my gosh. They're a pretender. What do you say, Max? They be pump faking?
Yeah.
Right? They be pump faking, right? They pretend they're going to shoot. Right? They be faking jacks, right? They pump fake. Right? It says they pretend to have virtues. What else?
Moral or religious beliefs.
Right, so they pretend. They'll sit amongst you. They'll sit with you, and they'll do the yeah, I'm an Israelite thing, I believe. Yeah. But deep down, embedded inside the mind, what's going on? I ain't about that. That ain't what I want to do.
Is that really the right way?
Yeah, they second guess, second question. What else you got?
It says, principles, etc., that he or she does not actually possess.
What else?
Especially a person whose actions belie stated beliefs.
I'm gonna show y'all what I got. It says one who feigns to be what he's not. One who acts to be what he's not. One who has the form of godliness. This is the definition. Oh, do you? One who has the form of godliness without the power. Because where does the power come from?
Most High.
It comes from the Most High, but in what?
The actions.
In the actions, in the doing. Right? That's where the power comes from. That's where the Most High works for you. Not just because you heard a good word, but because you perform the doing of it. A hypocrite, the hypocritical mind state, is like, yeah, I just want to hear it, but I don't really want to be about it. And even if I am about it, I'm only going to be about it
to my standard.
To my standard, but in the outward appearance. I wear the beard, I wear the fringes. Ain't that what the Pharisees did?
Come.
Didn't they walk around with the longest beard, the longest fringes, phylacteries, with the law inside of it, right? Hitting cats with scriptures, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. What were they doing?
Woo woo.
They were doing the thou shalt not.
Gang banging in the street.
The thou shalt not. They were doing it.
Come.
Right?
Come.
So, what else we got?
It says, a person who feigns some desirable publicity approved attitude, especially one whose private life, opinions, or statements
believe
his or her public statements.
Oh, belie. Oh, one whose private life belies his or her public statements. So basically, your private life is contrary to your public life. Privately, you're a snake. Privately, you don't care. Privately, you're 2 Timothy 3:1 down. Right? But publicly, you love Christ, you love the brothers, you love sisters, right? You'll die for the truth, right? Publicly, on the outward. But was it about the outward man? Was it about saying it? Go to Mark 7 and verse 6. Where you at? Go to Mark 7 and verse 6.
Mark chapter 7 and verse 6.
I was laughing earlier because we went to the scripture and I was like, damn, might as well just go right to the class. But read.
And he answered and said unto them,
come on.
What hath Isaiah the prophet, Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites?
Go ahead.
As it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips.
What does a hypocrite do?
Honor me with their lips.
Yeah, outwardly I'm going to honor the Most High. I'm going to say the right things. I'm going to appear to be about this life. Read.
But their heart is far from me.
But my private, right? My heart, the privacy. Yeah, I'm not about that. I'm on something totally different. But since I have to appear to be about it, now there's certain ways I have to act. there's a hypocritical way to act where now you won't do certain things, but you'll have other people do it, right? Ain't that the hypocritical mind?
Con.
Right. So we got the definition. So go back to Timothy's real quick. 3 and verse 1. 3 and verse 4.
Con. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Traitors.
They're what?
Traitors.
Go ahead.
Heady.
They're what?
Heady.
They're heady. Right? What does it mean to be heady?
Go ahead.
Like to think more of yourself. Like you got a big head.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm just looking it up real quick so we make sure we got it.
Overconfident.
Heady. That goes into liquor. Wow, that's terrible.
Ungovernable. It says ungovernable.
Right. You can't be told nothing because you got it.
Ooh. It says hurry on by will or passion. It ain't talking about the passion or the will or the passion of the Most High.
It ain't the passion of Christ.
Nah,
It's your own passion.
Right.
Right? So it says you're heady. What else?
It says as
No. Go back to the scripture.
Con.
Heady. What else?
High-minded.
They're what?
High-minded.
A hypocrite is what?
High-minded.
Yeah, they're high-minded. Because now they exalt themselves above everyone else because of their outward doings. I got the best garments. I got the biggest beard. You can't tell me nothing. Right? Or I can talk a certain way. I can use certain words. I can say certain things. You can't keep up with me. So you're not on my level. From there, go to Isaiah. Oh, no. Go to Isaiah 65 and verse 5.
Con. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 5.
Read that.
Which say, stand by thyself. Come not near to me.
Read.
For I am holier than thou.
This is what a hypocrite says. He's so high-minded. He's like, listen, man, I can't be around y'all. I can't be. I'm too good.
y'all niggas is wicked.
Right, I'm too good. Look, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I got this going.
Yep.
What y'all got going? That Bible thing? But the whole time they're like, let me be a part of that. Let me show them I'm a part of that. I'm gonna put on my, you had brothers in the past, they get all the garments, right? They get every unity garment in the world. You got sisters, they wear every head wrap and every dress. But inwardly, they weren't really a part of what the Most High wanted. It ain't got nothing to do with man. It got to do with what the Most High wanted. Did the Most High want us to praise us with his mouth? No. He wanted us to do it. Right? So it says, holier than thou. Go ahead.
These are a smoke in my nose.
These are a what?
Smoke in my nose.
Yeah, you flare the Most High's nostrils, man. Go ahead.
A fire that burneth all the day.
Go to Jude 1:19. Go to Jude chapter 1 verse 19.
Done.
So you got to see something about the hypocrite. The hypocrite wants to be separate, segregated. You know why? Who understands why the hypocrite separates himself instantly? Wait, say it again? Emery, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
He doesn't want to be found out.
Because he don't want to be found out. The hypocrite don't want to be found out. Go to Proverbs 18 and 1 real quick. Hold where you at. Proverbs 18 and verse 1. The hypocrite don't want to be found out because this is what he's doing. See, the Pharisees, when you look up Pharisee, the Pharisees were a sect of Jews, right? But to be a Pharisee meant to separate. To be a Pharisee means you have to be separated because you thought that your way was the right way. You thought that the way you did it was the one and only way to do it. If it didn't meet our standard, then we couldn't be around. We couldn't be around you. You couldn't be around us because now we're licensed to tell you what to do, to judge you, to misjudge you, right? According to our standard. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 1.
Right?
Through desire.
Through what?
Through desire.
Yeah, through that being heady, right? Ungovernable. Read.
A man having separated himself.
Yeah, this is what the Pharisees did, man. They separated themselves. They didn't want to be found out. They didn't want to be seen doing opposite of what they portrayed in their private, in their heart. So a man, he separates himself through his own desires. Go ahead.
Seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. Right.
Now, you got brothers that do that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna act like I'm with y'all, but then on the low, I'm really into what's the one religion? Scientology. Oh, yeah. I really want to be a Scientologist, dog. I don't know. I mean, this Hebrew thing is cool. I rock a fringe or two. I'll eat and drink with y'all, but deep down inside, I'm just waiting for my moment.
It's another one that's going on as big as
numerology.
Numerology? That's another religion? Numerology. Yeah, they've been doing that. They tarot cards, they give you your numbers. How come they don't give you the numbers to win the lotto, though? Like, why you got them numbers? Right. Proverbs 18 and verse 1. Proverbs 18 and 1. Read it again.
Through desire, a man having separated himself.
Right, and that's what hypocrites do. They separate themselves. They find a way to be around minimally. Like, yeah, I'm going to show up 1 or 2 times, but I'm going to hide the rest of the time. Because I know that my talk ain't going to add up to my actions, and I can't let y'all see that. I can't let that be known, man. I don't want to be found out. Plus, I'm dipping and diving in 50 other different doctrines, so I got to deal with that too. But that's where that confusion comes in. And because I'm able to do all that, I'm better than y'all. I see things different than y'all. I got more clearer outlook.
I'm smart.
Yeah, I'm smart. Right? You smart. You really ain't that smart. We're really not that smart if we're dealing with this mind. Read on.
Seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom.
Right. Go to Jude 1 and verse 19 now.
Jude chapter 1 verse 19.
Read.
These be they who separate themselves.
So what do?
Separate themselves.
Yeah, they make sure that they're separate. Why? Read.
Sensual, having not the spirit.
Right. Because why? It's all about my senses. When we read in Timothy's, right? What did it say? It said lovers of pleasures more than what?
Lovers of God.
More than lovers of the Most High. So they ain't got the spirit. The spirit ain't to separate. The spirit ain't to talk about it and not be about it. That's the spirit of a hypocrite. So they puff up themselves above others. They puff themselves up. What's the next thing that they do? Yeah. What's the next thing that they do? Who knows what hypocrites do? Well, what they do is this. They magnify. Oh.
They point out other people's flaws.
Damn, you're right with me. You must have the class. You must have put it together with me. They magnify others' doings, but they minimize what they do. Oh yeah, that's not a big deal. Yeah, but this person and that person. But it's like, well, what about you?
Like, where's your charity? Where's your long suffering? Your love? Your patience? You know, all those spiritual attributes that the Most High said we have to have. You point out everybody else's inconsistencies or even just small mess ups, but you take that as like you niggas is going to hell, and I'm not.
You know, we gotta be careful when we want things done to us and we don't do them. It's like we all of us in here want people to keep their word, right? But then it's like you'll harp on that, and that'll be your calling card. Like, keep your word, keep your word, keep your word. And it's like when it comes time to you, it's like keep your word. But then this is the problem. Ain't nothing wrong with people messing up. Just man falls 7 times. But the problem is this, where you exact so much judgment on a person for maybe not keeping their word or mistalking, but then now when it's you, what do you want? Please forgive me. I want mercy. But did you give your brother mercy? See how that works? We can't be in that mind state. Go to Luke. Go to Luke 18 and verse 9. So, not only do Pharisees puff themselves up, not only do hypocrites, the hypocritical mind will have you puffed up above brothers and separated above brothers and sisters, but now you start Luke chapter 18 and verse 9.
Y'all have to help that brother get that scripture.
Yeah, just write it and then they'll help you grab it. But not only do they now separate and puff themselves above anything reasonable, but now they start to point out what everybody else is doing wrong. Well, how come he didn't do that? How come he didn't do his chores? How come this? How come that? Well, did you do yours? Did you make sure that yours was handled before you start pointing out other people's sins or transgressions or mess ups? So we got to be careful. Now I want to say this also. Am I saying, I want to make sure y'all are with me and online, am I saying that we're not supposed to show our brother his sin?
Love.
Okay, so what scripture proves that?
Suffer not thy brother not to sin.
What scripture?
Right, no, but that's not the one I want.
Oh.
Pertaining to the topic. Because what does a hypocrite do? They do something, they say to do something, but they don't do it, right? So what does the scripture say about that? Where y'all at? Who got it? Avenging all what? When your what is what?
Oh.
Removing muck from one eye. That one?
Avenging
I got that one.
your righteous.
2 Corinthians 10 and 5. I gotta make this point. Because I don't want y'all to think like, oh well, if a brother's messing up, I can't say nothing no more. Or you can't be checked by your husband no more because he's a sinner or because he messes up. No, that's not what I'm saying, and that's not the tone of the class. What we're saying is that the hypocritical mind, they're not even trying to fulfill their own disobedience, but they want to challenge it. They want to check everybody else. They don't even want to examine themselves and see their flaws, but they'll point out everything else about everybody and then make all the same mistakes. That's the worst part. You make all the mistakes under the sun that you just criticize a person for doing. It's like, you ain't looking? Hebrews, or 2 Corinthians 10.
2 Corinthians
6.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 6.
Read.
And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
But how do you have that readiness? See, that's the key. It says, and having in a readiness. Where do you get that readiness from? Well, it says a hypocrite don't got the spirit, right? It says they have a form of the Most High, but they deny the power, right? Now, what is it that they don't have? What is it that they're not using? When you read up, they're not using the weapons that the Most High gave. They're not using the word. It says the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, right? Then it goes down here and it says, casting out imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself. So they're not using the spirit to avenge disobedience. They don't have it. Y'all see this, right? They don't have the spirit. So they're not avenging any disobedience of themselves. They're not in a readiness to avenge their disobedience. They just want to tell you about yours. But see, a person that's constantly going through the trials and tribulations and constantly applying the word. Remember, a just man falls 7 times, but the wicked man falls into mischief. See, the wicked man is the hypocrite. The just man is the man that's probably saying, hey, don't commit adultery. Don't do this, don't do that. But then he might slip up somewhere else. But he gets up. Right? Because are we perfect?
Wow.
But see, that's the mind of a hypocrite. Like, no, I'm perfect. I'm good. I don't need y'all can't tell me nothing. Wait till I get my money, right? They're on that Kanye, right? It's all about the carnal. So it says having in a readiness. The readiness comes from having the word, from having the spirit. Read.
And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
Right.
When your disobedience, when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right. Now, is one's obedience going to be completely fulfilled? Will it? Wow. It's not a trick question. We're not perfect. Not until Christ comes. That's when our obedience will be completely fulfilled. So what it's saying is that someone has to be there to avenge disobedience, but not the hypocritical person that ain't doing nothing at all. That's just pointing out flaws. Y'all see this, right? So I have to make that point because I don't want y'all to think like, well, oh, we ain't supposed to say nothing now. We just got to suffer our brother to sin. I can't talk to my rib no more. I can't check her. And then the ribs is like, see, you can't tell me nothing because you're a sinner just like me. Like, no, stop it. Stop it. Stop. Okay? So I just want to kill that real quick. Let's go back to Luke 18 and verse 9. Luke 18 and verse 9.
Come. Luke chapter 18 and verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves.
They did what?
Trusted in themselves.
Hey, this is a hypocritical mind state. I'm gonna just trust in myself. Then why you put on the garments? Why you pray? Why you do anything that pertains to the Most High if you just trust in yourself? Because I gotta appear to be doing what y'all are doing. I gotta appear to be about the word, about the Most High, but in myself, I'm not about that, man. I'm about every other thing that the world has to offer. See, we gotta remember we don't want to fall into this mind. Remember, this is a reminder, man. These classes have to come out to remind us, because a lot of us come in from the world and, we were never shown, be about what you say. We were never shown, okay, when you talk it, do it. And so we got to walk it like you talk it, right? So we got to be shown through the scriptures and reminded through the scriptures that this is a certain type of mind state we can't fall into. Read on.
Which trusted in themselves.
Come on.
That they were righteous.
That they were what?
That they were righteous.
Read on.
And despised others.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. Two men.
They said they were righteous and they did what?
Despised others.
Yeah, like I'm holier than thou. Ain't that how they act in church?
God.
Like when you walk up in church and they look down on you and they snuff their nose up at you because they've been there and you walking in and you just walking in from off the street. And you got some jeans on and some sneakers and they in their nice little suits, right? And you walk a certain way and talk a certain way and they looking at you like, you ain't no Christian. You ain't good enough to be in the house of the Lord. That's how they do in church, man. That's how I was treated. Hypocrites. Because when they go home, they just as wicked or even more wicked than I was. Watching all types of porn, doing just all types of filth, man, on the low. But when they get in them church doors, they got the big hat, right? They got the nice suit, pinstriped, extra big like Steve Harvey used to wear it, right? Talk about praise Jesus. Right? They all about it, man. They all godly and God-fearing in the church parking lot. But as soon as they pull off and hit the corner, it's like, man, I'm about to go home and eat some pig and watch some porn. Roll me a blunt, smack my wife around. I'm going to do all the things I'm not supposed to do, but they ain't going to see me. They ain't going to see it. Right? Because what are they looking at?
The outer man.
They're looking at man. Right? Where we at?
Luke chapter 18 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
Two men went up into the temple to pray.
Right?
The one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
They were what?
One a Pharisee and the other a publican.
Right, so one was a Pharisee and the other was a publican. Let's look up what a publican is. Do y'all know what a publican is?
Tax collector?
Perfect. Publican was a tax collector, but now the problem with the publicans were they were collecting taxes unjustly. They were stealing.
Yeah.
They were stealing from the people, right? They were overtaxing them. The people hated them, right? So they were sinners. They knew it. Why do you think when the Pharisees came to Christ, they said, oh, you sitting with publicans and sinners. You sitting with people that's overtaxing people and murderers and robbers and rapists, right? So a publican went up and a Pharisee. Now the Pharisee is thinking like, yeah, I'm all good. I'm clean in the eyes of the Most High. Look, my garment. Yahweh. My garment, son.
See these fringes?
Bro, they dragging, yo. Fringes is dragging, Pete. Right? That's what they were on. Like my beard. Beard game like beard strong. Had all the hashtag beard life, beard nation. Right? That's what they was about. Their beards, their garments, that outer appearance. I got the law wrapped around my head, around my hand, it's binded to me. I got all the laws down. I got all 600 plus. I can say them backwards, forwards, break them down. But was it about the law? Was it about the outer garment? Was it about how long your fringes was and how big your beard was? But see, you got brothers, they'll be on the street teaching. And they're, oh, you're a whore, you got pants on. Because they're on the street with a garment, but then guess what they'll do? Their damn wife is running through the streets with tights on and nothing covering. When you on the street preaching and calling every sister that walks by a whore because she got pants on? Come on, man. It's hypocritical. That's hypocritical. Get your house in order. Avenge the disobedience in your house so that way you can avenge others or avenge, you can avenge that disobedience. You can fight that disobedience, but you got to do it in your house first. You can't be talking about sisters, put on pants, cover your heads, and your wife is out of order? What the hell is that? Your rib is way out of order. Smiling up in other men's face, but you yelling at sisters talking about get your hair wrapped and put on a skirt. But what about your wife? How come she don't got a skirt on? Now I get it. There's some real rebellious wives out there. But the point is, get your stuff in order first. Be that example of order and structure first before you can just start lashing out at people and calling them wicked and they're going to hell and whores and sinners. Come on, man, we got to do better. Read on.
Verse 11. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself to the Most High.
Right, he stood up, all proud and big, chest poked out. You know he was dressed to the T. Pharisees had dough. You know his garment was on point. Come on. Probably had gold armbands on. Fro was probably nice and neat.
Earrings glistening.
Oh yeah, he just glistening, man. Come on, his garment was on point. Probably the most royalest purple you ever seen in life. Purple was just banging.
Sandal sneakers was probably purple gold.
Right? Probably had some real nice footwear on. Come on, man. You know, he stood up proud, like, yeah, look at me. I'm praying to God. Read.
God, I thank thee.
Right?
That I'm not as other men are.
I ain't like this nigga right next to me, bruh. I ain't like this publican. I ain't because look at him. Look at his garment. Look at him. Raggedy. He had the same garment on yesterday when we was praying. He ain't changed his garment. Look at this cat, man. He a sinner. You pointing out everybody else's dirt, but you think it's about hiding yours. You think because you covered yours up and buried it, that it don't matter no more. Like, yeah, I got skeletons in the closet. My closet door is locked. Y'all ain't gonna never see them skeletons. Right? I got skeletons under the bed. I got bodies. But y'all ain't gonna see my dirt. I'm gonna hide that with a nice garment. Read.
Extortioners.
He said, I'm not like other men. Extortioners, go ahead.
Unjust.
Right.
Adulterers.
Right.
Or even as this publican.
Oh, even as this what?
This publican.
Yeah, I ain't like this publican, man. I'm glad I'm not like these murderers, these extortioners, this publican. Read.
I fast twice a week.
Look, bro, I fast twice a week, son. My spirit is on 10. Right? Said I fast twice a week. I ain't to get on that. Better. So I fast. You gotta see it. You gotta really hear this, man. Read it again.
I fast twice in the week.
Right? Read.
I give tithes of all that I possess.
He said, I give tithes. I fast. What else? I pray, obviously. Read.
And the publican, standing afar off,
right,
would not lift up so much as his eyes into heaven, unto heaven.
Because guess why? See, the publican, he knew he was off. He knew what he was doing was off, but he was humble. He wasn't all lifted up and puffed up. He was like, man, I'm coming here for actual forgiveness. He wouldn't even look up into heaven. He kept his eyes in shame to the ground, man. Read on.
But smote upon his breast.
Right?
Saying,
read.
God be merciful.
Yeah, he was like, listen, Yahweh, I know I'm off. Listen, I know I'm wrong. I'm not even worthy to look up into the heavens. But have mercy on me. Read on.
God be merciful to me, a sinner.
A what?
A sinner.
He's a what?
A sinner.
See, he acknowledged his sin. But what does the hypocrite do?
He hides it.
Bro, I want to be like him. He said, thank God I'm not like him, right?
God.
I ain't like these cats, man. These niggas is off, B. Cats is off, man. Look at me. I fast. I pray. Publican was like, man, I'm a sinner, Yahweh. Help me. Read on.
Verse 14. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified.
He did what?
Went down to his house justified.
Read.
Rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased. And he that humbleth.
You see that? The sinner, the hypocrite, he's going to be what?
Abased.
Yeah, he's going to be brought low. See, that hypocritical mind don't last. You can puff yourself up and segregate yourself and act like you're better all you want. We can do that all we want. But what happens to that person?
Abased. Shall be abased.
You become abased. You become brought low. And that's why the scriptures say the meek shall inherit the earth. Right? It says the meek shall inherit the earth. The proud and the lofty? No. All you inherit is worms and poverty. Read on.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Right. From there, go to Titus 1:16. You want that? You want that? The delusion. Right. So, go ahead.
Where you at?
Titus, chapter 1, verse 16.
Right. So we're going into the spirit of the hypocrite, man. And this is the delusion that they fall into, because again they think that they're upright, they ain't did nothing wrong because nobody sees, but the Most High sees, right?
Come.
Where you at?
Titus chapter 1 verse 16. They profess that they know God.
See, the spirit of a hypocrite, they profess that they know God. They read the Bible, you know what I mean? Listen to your audio Bible. You may do a little blog talk. You know, you may talk about the Bible with other brothers, other sisters. They profess that they know God. Read.
But in works, they deny Him.
See, but how you move around, the things that you do behind doors, the things that you say, you deny the Most High. You preach about patience, long-suffering, charity, but when an incident comes up and you have to do that, what do? Nah, I'm gonna hold that. Nah, man. Nah, listen. I'm good. They got it. It says by your what?
But in works, they deny Him.
Yeah, they deny the Most High by their works. Your actions show. Listen, man. I like to keep my stuff clean, man. Y'all gotta keep your stuff clean too. But by works, what happens?
They deny Him.
Yeah, you don't do it. You don't keep your stuff clean. Everybody say word is bond, but your word ain't bond. You don't like to keep it. Keep reading.
Being abominable.
Because that's exactly what this spirit is, man. You're abominable to the Most High. Because you profess to know and to do these things, but you don't. So your spirit is abominable. Read.
And disobedient.
To who?
The Most High.
Yeah, you disobedient to the Heavenly Father. Because how you move, the things that you say.
That's why we hit that Timothy and said disobedient to parents. Right? Where we at?
This is Titus 1:16. Keep reading.
Last precept.
And unto every good work reprobate.
Yeah, man. Your works is off, man. Every good work, listen, it ain't even really a good work. Because mentally, you off. You just doing it for the fate, for the for face. You're doing it for vainglory.
You doing it for the pump fakes.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna pump fake y'all. Right? It's Max's word.
That's real though. It is a pump fake.
Yeah.
Huh? Nope, nah, I got you, nigga. That ain't me.
That ain't me.
That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading it. I get the attention. I feel good, but I'm not gonna do that. That's why I says you abominable in the eyes of the Most High. But this spirit of a hypocrite, man, this spirit that goes around is that this is the delusion that they're in. This is the delusion. They profess to know God, but don't do the works. Think about it. Think about it. Situations in your life, your people's life, how we move around. The Most High says that that's disobedient to Him. Give me Luke chapter 16 and verse 15.
Right. 16, 15.
Wait. No. Yeah, go to Romans 7:3.
Oh yeah.
Romans 7:3.
Oh, that's heat. I was thinking about that.
Romans 10 verse 3. So you got to see the delusion, man, that the hypocrite has in his mind. The delusion is what? The delusion is that
I'm doing the will.
I'm doing the will, but I'm doing it my way. I'm establishing my own righteousness. Like, I don't care how y'all do things.
Right.
I'm gonna do it my way. But guess what? When I'm around, I'm gonna do it the way y'all do it. But then, but it's like Debo, man. It's like Friday when he say, yeah, when Debo ain't around, when Debo's around, I talk. But when he ain't around, I talk again. Was that on Friday? Right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll talk when you, I'll do it when you're around, but when you're not, when I'm not around, when I'm by myself, when I'm separated, when I'm in my feelings, right? I'm gonna do me.
I'm gonna do what pleases me.
I'm gonna do what pleases me. I'm gonna love the pleasures of life more than I love the ways of the Most High. It's a hypocrite. It's a Pharisee. This is that mind state. Romans 10 verse 3.
Romans chapter 10 verse 3. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness,
right,
and going about to establish their own righteousness,
right,
have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
They went to establish their own righteousness. They haven't done what?
So have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
Right, because you don't see that it's necessary. You don't really see the reason why. Like, why I gotta submit to God? Why I gotta submit to the Most High's righteousness? My righteousness is good enough.
Right. And it's sad because your mind, if you're like, yeah, I know God wants me to do that, but nah. You know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do what makes me feel comfortable and what I think I know that the world taught me. You know what? I feel more secure in that. I feel more secure in something that's tangible and I think that's gonna help me. But the Most High says that. Read that again. That last precept.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
Yeah, because it's hard for a hypocrite to submit to the righteousness of the Most High. Why? Because it's not your will. It's not what you want to do.
But what about? See, the problem with our righteousness is this: Isaiah 64 and 6. See, our righteousness is not really righteousness in the eyes of the Most High. That's why He doesn't want us to establish our own. He wants us to establish His. His righteousness is true righteousness. You know why? Because righteousness has to do with judgment. Your judgment be off. You don't hear the whole conclusion of a matter. You just throw out a judgment. Like, yeah, kill him, stone him. Right. Like, what? You didn't even hear what he did or didn't do. You didn't hear the conclusion of the matter. Right.
You got some other eyewitnesses that want to say something to you.
Yeah, you didn't bring a person under judgment before 2 or 3 witnesses. You didn't go to your brother when he offended you, but you just want to cut him off. Because if we go according to our righteousness, man, come on, we be in worst case. You see, a hypocrite wants to stick to, and a Pharisee wants to stick to the righteousness that he thinks is correct in his own mind. But what about our righteousness? Isaiah 64:6.
Isaiah chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as unclean things.
Somebody else get Job 15:14. Read.
And all our righteousness are as filthy rags.
This is why you can't establish your own righteousness. This is why you can't do things your way. Because even when you thought you was clean, the Most High said it was what?
As filthy rags.
Yeah, you like filthy rags. And it's not like those little dish rags that you did the dishes with and dried them.
Right.
Nah, man. It's those menstrual rags.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it ain't like a little dish rag. Oh, I wiped the stove off real fast.
That's actually abominable.
Yeah. Read on.
God. And we all do fade as a leaf.
Read.
And our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away.
Yeah, man, we got so much iniquity in us that the little bit of righteousness that we try to establish ain't enough. But if you're trying to establish your own righteousness and not do things the way the Most High said, you're never going to cleanse yourself. You're never going to get to that point of righteousness. Go to Job 15 and verse 14.
Job chapter 15, verse 14.
Go ahead.
What is man that he should be clean?
Read.
And he which is born of a woman.
Yeah, what is a man that he should be clean? Come on, man. Anything born of a woman ain't clean. Read.
That he should be righteous.
Right.
Behold, he put no trust in his saints.
Come on, read on.
Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight.
And the heavens ain't clean in the Most High's sight. So how is a man trying to establish his own righteousness the right way to do things? But see, a Pharisee don't care. A hypocrite don't care. He's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I got it. Nah, I'm right. Read on.
How much more abominable and filthy is man,
right?
Which drinketh iniquity like water.
We do what?
Drinketh iniquity like water. That's a lot. What?
Job 15. Tell them where you at.
Job chapter 15, verse 15. No.
We started at verse 14.
16. Started at 14.
Right, we started at 14.
Yeah,
read verse 16 one more time.
How much more abominable and filthy is man?
Yeah, how much more abominable if the heavens ain't clean in the Most High's sight? How much more filthy are we? So you go around trying to establish your own righteousness and think that you're right. Think that you're doing things the right way. The Most High doesn't look kindly on that. Go ahead.
Which drinketh like iniquity like water.
Right, because ain't that what we do? We drink iniquity, man. We wallow in iniquities. Every minute, man, we mess up. Every minute, every hour, every thought that comes into your mind that ain't holy is a mess up. You drinking that iniquity down. So how could you sit back and say, well, you know what? I'm righteous. I'm good. Yahweh, look at me. Well, because you're looking at the wrong things. You're looking at the wrong things to establish your righteousness. Watch. Go to Luke 16 and 15. Go to Luke 16 verse 15. You're looking at the wrong things to establish that righteousness, man. That's what a hypocrite does. Read.
Luke chapter 16 verse 15.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them,
right?
Ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Right. So hold that real quick.
Max, help the brother behind you with the scriptures.
Yeah, I can slow down a little bit. Where we at?
Luke chapter 16 verse 15.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Yeah, this is what the hypocrite does, man. He justifies himself before men. Go ahead.
But God knoweth your hearts.
But see, the Most High knows our hearts. So you can't hide. You try to hide thinking that it's about the outward. Somebody give me Ecclesiasticus. Just hit me. Ecclesiasticus. 10 times, brother.
God.
No, that's total.
No, that's Ecclesiasticus. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right. Ecclesiasticus. It's 23. Read where you at again, Major?
God. Luke chapter 16, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But God knoweth your hearts.
Right.
For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High.
Yeah, you see that? The things that we esteem as great. Look at my garments. Look at my righteous garments. Look at my righteous beard. Look at me, I'm righteous. Most High said that your righteousness is like a filthy, abominable rag, man. The things that you esteem as great, the things that men esteem as great, the Most High is like, yeah, that's an abomination to me. I'm looking at your heart. I'm trying your heart. What does your heart say? Your lips say one thing, but your heart, the hypocrite's heart is far from the Most High. Y'all with me?
God.
Read that one more time.
From the top.
From the top.
God. Luke chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Right.
But God knoweth your heart.
Right. Hold that. Go to Ecclesiasticus 23 and verse. We can start at verse 18.
God. Ecclesiasticus chapter 23, verse 18.
Right. Go ahead.
A man that breaketh wedlock.
Right. I'm going here now. Obviously, this is talking about a man that's breaking wedlock, but I'm going here to show a point about even this mind that, oh, nobody sees me. I'm gonna just do things behind the covering. I'm gonna be one way outwardly, but inwardly, I'm a different way. Read.
Saying thus in his heart.
Where does he say it?
Thus in his heart.
Come on.
Who seeth me?
Yeah, man. In his mind, he's like, ain't nobody gonna see me, dog. I'm gonna pull up to her house. I'm gonna make sure I pull up into the garage, right? Close it. I'm gonna go through the garage door. The kids is gonna be laid down sleeping, so they ain't gonna. You see that mind?
That's real.
Like you plotting and planning how to sneak around and creep, but outwardly, you on the corners talking about thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that. But you running around committing adultery. That's the most blatant form of hypocrisy. That's the most blatant form. Read on.
God, I am compassed about with darkness.
Come on.
The walls cover me.
Read.
And nobody seeth me.
Right. Yeah. See, because what is this showing again? I'm separated. I'm excluded from the ones that are going to point me out. I'm by myself. Me and somebody else's boo.
Me.
Go ahead.
What need I to fear?
Why? What I gotta be scared of? Well, her husband's at work, right? He don't get off till like 8. So I got like 4 or 5 hours, right? Go ahead.
The Most High will not remember my sin.
And then you really think in your mind that the Most High ain't gonna remember. Read on.
God. Verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
Yes. Go ahead.
And knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Read.
Beholding all the ways of men. And considering the most secret part.
Yeah, the Most High goes deep down into that heart. Deep down into those thoughts of your bowels. Right? He goes deep. And he beholds those ways, man. He's like, yeah, this cat got iniquity in him. This cat got some filth in him. He looked past all them garments. He looked past all the outward so-called good gestures that you try to do. He looks way past that. He's like, what's this person's intention? That's what the Most High is looking at, man. Your intentions. He looked past the, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be a part of this, I'm here for this. Most High don't care about that. Because the things that are justifiable to man are an abomination to the Most High. So he's looking past all the things that you think make you great. We got to remember this, man. We can't do things for the outward appearance. We can't just say things just to say it.
Come on.
You ever just said something just to say it? But guess what? You're going to get held accountable for every idle word. Don't fall into that hypocritical section. The section of the hypocrites where it's like, but you said that. You just said it to say it, but now you're doing the total opposite. You don't want to do that, brothers with wives. You don't want to be a hypocrite in your house. What's that?
I get reminded of that, like, anytime there's a death, and all these people come around, it's like, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. I'm here for y'all. Just let me know. I know it's a rough time in your life. And then you say, well, actually, I do need some help with this. And they're like, oh.
Right now, in a good time. Yeah. I'm mourning too.
Now, that one I can't do.
With the Edomite smile?
Yeah.
Right? They issue the Ariel smile? I can't even do it. I can't even do it. Right. Read on.
Good. Verse 20. He knew all things are ever they were created.
This is what a hypocrite forgets, man. The Most High knew you from the unction, from the spark in your dad's loins. The Most High knew you. He knew your intent. He knew your mind. He knew what you were going to be about. Read on.
So also, after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be punished outwardly for all the secrets that you try to hold on to and do. Most High is going to blast you outwardly, man. You're going to be punished in the streets. Go ahead.
Good. And where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
Yeah, you're going to get crept on like a thief in the night. You ain't going to suspect it. You're going to think it's all good, smiley, hunky-dory. Everything's peachy. Look at me. I'm good. And the Most High is going to take you where you suspect it not.
Dang, and the sad part about it, all your wickedness flashed before your eyes. You're like, damn, I knew it. Dang it. When you're on a plane, you're in a car accident. Oh! Your whole life flash.
Your whole life flash?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What else is it about a hypocrite that we got to understand? They look out, they do things for what? Whose approval?
Man.
They do things for the approval of men. Right? They do everything to be seen and to be approved of men. Galatians 1 and verse 10. Galatians chapter 1 and verse 10. This is not what I want to fall into, man. We want to do things. I'll get there. Galatians chapter 1 verse 10. I'll get there. Let me not jump.
Galatians chapter 1 verse 10.
Come on.
For do I now persuade men or God?
Yeah. What is our job? It says this is the duty of man. To do what?
Persuade.
No, what is the duty of man?
To obey the statutes and commandments.
Right. To love the Most High, keep the commandments, right?
Keep the commandments.
Right. So the question is, do we persuade men or God?
The Most High.
Well, you believe that. Well, guess what? Some don't. They're like, I'm here for my husband. God, I gotta persuade my husband. That's how some sisters think. And they become hypocritical because why? They're doing things only for the outward, but inside, they're like, man, I don't believe that. I don't believe in this. I'm gonna fight. When I get home, I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna try to beat on you. But in class, oh no. In class, she's a holy sister. Her righteous, right? Her salute is the most purest. Her voice is angelic. When she talks, like little rainbows come from out of her mouth. But at home, she's a fire-breathing dragon. She's a fire-breathing dragon at home, man. Because why? That hypocritical mind. She's trying to persuade men. We're not supposed to persuade the men. That's why it's a question. Read it again.
For do I now persuade men or God?
Come on.
Or do I seek to please men?
Yeah. Are we seeking to please men? Read.
For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ.
Yeah. If you out here to please men and do things from man's eyes, you're not a real servant of Christ. Go to Matthew 6 and verse 1. Got to be careful, man, of this mind. Remember 2 Corinthians 10 and 6. Avenging all disobedience when your disobedience is fulfilled. I gotta say it, disclaimer. This is not a pass for you not to be checked. Well, you ain't Christ. You ain't perfect. That's what's gonna happen. Brothers gonna go home. They're gonna tell their wife something. She's gonna be like, but you're a sinner. You can't tell me nothing. No, it's not what it's saying. He's still attaining to righteousness. He's still fighting for righteousness, so he can tell you something. We all got to be told. Matthew 6 and verse 1.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men.
Right.
To be seen of them.
Right. Because you don't want the man. You don't want credit of men. You don't want, I mean, you give your alms, you do your thing, but is a man saying good job or thank you or you did that? Is that really gratification? To hear?
And the sad part about it, that gratification be fake as hell, man.
Oh yeah.
Niggas don't care. You know, so they can say thank you and woohoo, tap on the back and kick in the butt. But technically, that's nothing, man, compared to what the Most High, but that's that hypocrite mind frame, what they like.
They want that instant gratification. They want to be instantly told, like, good job!
That's like, yeah, that's sensual.
Yeah, you and your feelings about that. If you don't hear the good job, you did a good, then all of a sudden you get emotional. That's how you know if you're a hypocrite, man. Because you're like, yeah, I'm here for the Most High, but then you waiting for man's approval. And then when you don't get it, what happens? See, y'all just don't like me. See, they didn't congratulate me or tell me I did a good job.
Right. Like, look, I tried my best. I did everything I could.
But that's a hypocrite. Read on. Matthew 6 and verse 1.
Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, you already got your reward. You got that congratulations from man.
Or you got you a plaque.
Yeah. Or you got you a pat on the back or a good job. Or a shout out in the text. Right? Who cares? Listen, what's greater? A great job or the reward that the Most High got for us?
The reward of the Most High.
But a hypocrite don't care. Think about it. You got to really think about it. He don't even care to get the reward from the Most High that's in store. He's so caught up in himself. He's so caught up in the carnal, the lust of the flesh, that he's like, I don't want the spirit. I don't want the spiritual blessings. I don't want the spiritual gifts. Just give me that thank you right there. I'll be good. Give me that booby prize.
Yeah.
Read on.
Verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms,
right,
do not sound the trumpet before. Do not sound a trumpet before thee.
Because that's what some men do. Dun, 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 look at me. Look what I'm doing. Hey, me. I'm over here. Look what I'm doing. I'm giving alms. I'm here. Look, I showed up to class today. Look, husband. I fringed your shirt. Like, look, I washed the dishes. Like, you're supposed to do that. Like, you don't need to sound the alarm when you do something that you're supposed to do. Read on.
As the hypocrites do.
Come on.
In the synagogues and in the streets.
Uh-huh.
That they may have glory of men.
Read.
Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
Now, what is a man's glory? How is that even something to want? You got to think about it.
Damn.
You got to think about it, man. What's that?
It kind of makes me think about a dog.
It is like a dog. Like,
yeah.
Good job, boy. Roll over, boy. And good job, boy. And he's like wagging his tail, just hype. And then you pat him on the head, and he just goes crazy, like ah! Right? That's exactly what it is. You're like a puppy. Like a puppy, man, just waiting for like a man to pat you on the head and say, "Great job, boy. Good job, boy," and give you a treat, right? Give you a kibble and bit. But that's your reward, man. But the Most High has greater in store for those that are not looking for the outward rewards, the outward appearance. It says they have their reward. Read on.
But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth.
Right. The Most High was showing us here. Look, you ain't supposed to let the right hand know what the left is doing. That's how close to the vest you're supposed to do things for my name. You know why? Was it about like keeping everything just in secret? Was it really about that? Like, don't let nobody know anything that you're doing? Because what it was about was not looking for that instant gratification and letting the Most High reward you, as we're going to read. Read on.
That thy alms may be in secret.
Right.
And thy Father, which seeth in secret, himself shall reward thee openly.
He shall do what?
Reward thee openly.
Yeah, the Most High that sees you do things in secret, he's going to reward you openly. But the hypocrite don't care about that. He wants the open reward. He wants the secret reward. He wants all the rewards. He wants all the titles. Read on.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not...
Go to Matthew 25. Go to Matthew 23 and verse 5.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 5.
Slow it down so they can get it. Or just make sure that they read.
Gone.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 5.
Read.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
That's the mind. Like, I need to do this to be seen of men. I got to make it seem like I'm here for the brethren. I'm here for the sisterhood.
Yeah, like I am what you need. And I am what you want. It's me.
Yeah. I'm the saving grace. I'm the light. I'm here to save. Man, we don't care about that. The Most High don't care about that. The Most High cares about the intention of a man. Read on.
They make broad their plastries.
They do what?
Their phylacteries.
They make broad their phylacteries. Go ahead.
And
you know what phylacteries are?
Let's
look it up. Let's look it up. Okay, I know what it is, but I want y'all to look it up. So they make broad their phylacteries.
Con. A small leather box containing Hebrew text of volume.
Right, so that's where they kept the law. They had a little box that they kept around with the law. So it said they made broad their phylacteries. Like, look, I got the biggest law box. My box got the most law in it. I know something.
You can see it hanging?
Yeah, you just hanging off their waist, just having giving them hip problems.
A lot of photos, they got it like that.
Yeah, it would just hang off their hip. And they would keep Hebrew law, they would keep the law inside of it. So it's like the bigger the phylactery, the more I know. The greater I am, the more righteous I am.
Right. It's like the bigger book bag. You got all the books.
Yeah, like like the more heavier my bag, the more studious.
Yep.
Like, bro, you just hurting your back. Like, what you doing? Because I ain't carrying that bag. I'm trying to put it up here. But see, they do things for the outward. It's about here, the inward man. Read on.
And enlarge the borders of their garments.
Yeah, they make that border of blue. They make that border of blue into like the whole garment is blue. It ain't no longer a little thin border. The whole border is like this big. Border and then fringes. They got a train of fringes like a wedding dress. Like, look at my fringes. I'm righteous. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And love the utmost rooms and feasts.
Yeah, and then they feel like they're entitled. They love the uppermost rooms. I like that skybox. I can't sit nowhere down with y'all. Right. Hell nah, bro. I'm gotta sit up top. I gotta get the fancy seats. Because why? I'm puffed up. I deserve it. I'm self-entitled. I'm self-willed. Read.
And the chief seats in the synagogue.
Read on.
And greetings in the market.
Read.
And to be called of men. Rabbi, Rabbi.
Yeah, they love the teacher, rabbi, master. They love that. They love the titles. It's all about the title. You know I'm a master, right? You know I'm a rabbi, right? You are? But they love the title. They
call me sir.
They love to be portrayed as something that they're not. Because were they teachers? Of course. But did they uphold the standard? Nope. Where we at?
Verse 8. Matthew chapter 23 and verse 8.
Colossians 3:23. This is what the hypocrites forgot. This is what we can't. This is what we as doers of the word and not hearers only. This is what we can't never forget.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 23.
Come on.
And whatsoever ye do it heartily, as to the Lord,
read,
and not unto men.
This is what we can't forget, man, that whatever we do, we got to do it with our whole heart. To who?
Unto the Lord, and not unto men.
Read verse 24.
Verse 24. Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
Right.
For ye serve the Lord Yahushua.
But if you aim to please men, then you are a servant of men.
God.
Ecclesiastes 35 and 9. Come on, mate. Ecclesiastes 35 and 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 35 and verse 9.
Come on, read.
And all thy gifts show a cheerful countenance. And dedicate thy tithes with gladness.
Right, it said with gladness, and all thy gifts show a cheerful countenance. Because what does a hypocrite do? When it's time to pay his tithes and give his gifts, he start cringing up because he don't really want to give it. It's just like, right? It chisels away at his spirit. He got to hold a straight face. But the Most High said, in all your gifts, show a cheerful countenance. Think about it. If you're doing things heartily to the Most High, wouldn't you be cheerful anyway?
God.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully.
God.
When you give, do it cheerfully. Read on.
God. Verse 10. Give unto the Most High, according as he hath enriched thee.
Right.
And as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye.
Right. Not out of necessity, or I got it, or out of restraint, or out of look at me. But the Most High, you want to know where we at? Ecclesiastes 39 and verse 10. If I'm going too fast, just let me know.
God.
Read it again.
God. Ecclesiastes chapter 35 and 10. Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee.
Right.
And as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye.
Yeah, because we know that everything comes from the Most High. You know, but this is the spirit that the hypocrites in. It's like, nah, you know what? I made this happen. You know what I mean? This is me. This ain't the Most High. That's why I gotta do what I gotta do with this. It's not a cheerful. You're not giving it a cheerful eye. Read that again.
Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee.
Come on.
And as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye.
Yeah, man. You know, give, and we're on the point of. We're on the point of.
Looking for man's approval.
Yeah, looking for man's approval. So, you know, think about it, is that what the Most High has given you, if it's the convo, knowing how to talk to brothers, being able to subside, you know, arguments. I mean, listen, the Most High gave you that talent. Man didn't give it to you.
That's right.
And man really don't care. To be honest, he don't.
No.
Look at your family. Look at your friends. They don't care. That's why it says give unto the Most High, man, because he's the one that is going to reward you. I don't know if you want to jump down to the next verse.
Yeah.
Jump down, keep reading.
Verse 11. For the Lord recompenseth.
For who does?
The Lord.
Yeah, see, the Most High is the one who recompenses all your work. Whenever you're moving around, ooh, I wonder if the brother saw me doing that. Man, listen. Hope the Most High saw you doing that. Saw you doing righteous work. Listen. Hope the brother saw me over there fringing his shirt. Listen. Hope the Most High saw you doing that. Because the Most High does what?
Recompenses.
Yeah, like I want to make sure the garments is all on point, so the brothers can see it. Like the Most High sees it first. We'll know if you didn't make it with love. We'll know if you did it out of a restrained mind state. We'll know. All your lines be just in a line. It's just
the way.
Yeah, we know when things aren't done with love and care. So don't try to do things like your husband's like, yeah. We need this done, we need this done, we need this done, and you just rush through it because you really didn't want to do it. The Most High sees it, man, not us. The Most High is going to reward you for that effort that he said. Listen, he said, give unto the Most High as he's given unto thee. That's the most important thing. You know why a hypocrite got to look for man's approval? Because the Most High ain't with him. The Most High ain't with him, man. He ain't got the spirit.
Where are we at again?
Ecclesiastes, where we at?
35 and verse 10 and verse 11.
Right. Yeah, hypocrite. A hypocrite, man, ain't got the spirit. So the Most High ain't blessing him. So everything he does got to be of his own. His own doings. Like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at this. Hey, I'm about to do this so I can get thanked over here, because the Most High is not dropping no true blessings on a hypocrite. The only thing he's getting is a thank you.
Ooh. Yes. Yeah, man. Especially when you deal in the spirit, man, and knowing that the Most High is going to recompense you for your work. Listen, you try to look out, you be like, oh, got my light bill. Hopefully the Most High bless me with a cheat. No!
Right?
Come on.
You looking for that.
No, you had your lights on, but the bill $90. Ah, bro, I can tell you how. I needed that. Right. You know that's the Most High, because you had your lights on. But it says what? That verse 11?
For the Lord recompenseth.
Yeah, the Most High recompense. Read.
And will give, and will give thee 7 times.
Yeah, the Most High is going to give you 7 times. Not man. Man to give you 7 taps on the back. He may take you to Chili's and get you a $20 meal, 2 for $20. You know what I mean?
4 for 4 at Wendy's.
Right. He may take you to Bar Louie and get you a $7 drink. That's it. That's for 5 minutes. The Most High bless your life longevity, but that's in knowing who you do it for, not for pleasing man.
What else are hypocrites? They're taskmasters. They'll put you to task, and this is for that hypocritical mind that really didn't get checked early on, and they actually became a leader. They actually became in charge of things. You know, you don't want to be a hypocrite and be in charge of something or be a leader of something, because this is going to be you. Matthew 23 and verse 1. You don't want to be this guy.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 1.
Read.
Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
Yeah, how do they sit in Moses' seat? What do they have?
The law.
It's like a position of authority.
They have a position of authority, but they also knew the law, inward and outward. They knew that thing back to front, but they had this position of authority. Read on.
Verse 3. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe.
Right. So, but think about it. Yahushua said, whatever they do, whatever they tell you to do, he said, observe it. Go ahead.
That observe and do.
Yeah, he said, do it. Observe it and do it. Read.
But do not ye after their works.
Yeah, but he said, don't do after their works, because their works were off. Because they're going to tell you to do something that they don't want to do. They're going to have you out here running and gunning, but they've never done it or would ever do it themselves. It's going to tell us. Read.
For they say and do not.
Because they do what?
They say and do not.
Yeah, man, they get into that position of power. They'll be barking orders. They'll taskmaster everything, but they will never, ever lift a finger. Read.
Verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens.
Right.
And grievous to be borne.
Read.
And lay them on men's shoulders.
Go ahead.
But they themselves will not move with one of their fingers.
Yeah, they create the work, and they make it grievous and hard. But they'll never execute that work themselves. Because why? In their mind, first of all, I'm above you. Right? You're below me. Shut up and do it. Right? That can't be the mind. You can't be like that in your house. Just shut up and do the dishes. I'm gonna eat all the food, right? I'm gonna dirty all the dishes in the house.
Yeah.
Not just 4, all of them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, no forks clean.
Nothing is clean. Everything's in the sink, and it's like, well, you do them, because for one, I'm not around to do them. I'm just gonna be gone all the damn time, so they're gonna sit there, and then I'm gonna complain about when other things in the house ain't getting done. That's what I don't get. You got women like that. You got kids like that. You got grown men like that. You want things done around you, but you won't lift a finger to do them yourself. To do the things that you're responsible for. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a taskmaster with people around you. We don't want to be like that. This is what we have to always remember. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 18. It's like if I everybody that saw me get promoted online, right? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that he does. I'm gonna create all the work for him to do, and I'll never show up to do nothing. I'm just barking orders. Like, yeah, do this class, do this, do this, do this, do this. Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. I don't know who gets it.
The greater thou art.
Chapter 3, verse 18.
Both y'all hold on. But the point is, we don't want to become these hypocritical taskmasters where, because we get a position of power, now we're too good to keep putting in work for the Most High. Very important.
Good.
Very important, because guess where it starts? You know where it starts? It starts when you're a brother. And when you're around brothers, and you might have a little bit of rank over brothers, and you might not, but you might. And you take it upon yourself to, okay, y'all do this, y'all do that, y'all do that. But you sit back and just, every time brothers see you, you just like this. Feet up, kicking it. But everybody else around you is working. It's like, what the hell's going on? And then you get your family, right? You're like, yeah, I'm about to have a bunch of kids so I can just put them to work. While you just sit up and bark orders and dirty everything, sure. But y'all gotta clean up. That's like me telling my kids to clean their room and mine is just filthy. Where do you think they get it from? How you gonna bark at your children to do something if you don't even do it? Your room looks like a tornado ran through it, but you want your kids to be clean? Come on, kids. Wash your hands before you eat.
Be in order.
Do this. Be in order. Listen to me. But you can't even keep your area clean. You don't even lift your finger to help out around your house, but you create the mess. It can't work like that. This is what we got to realize. Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 18.
Major, read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 18.
Read.
The greater thou art,
Right?
the more humble thyself.
The what?
The more humble thyself.
The greater you are, the more of a position of leadership you get, you're supposed to be more humble. You're supposed to want to do more dishes, fold more clothes, do more chores. What you think? In my house, I just sit back? I like eat all the spaghetti, dirty up all the pots, cook and do everything and be like, y'all got that? Hell nah. I'm doing dishes, I'm cleaning, I'm mopping, I'm doing everything. Everyone's doing their fair share. But I'm not running through my house just creating havoc for my rib and for my daughter and then like, yeah, y'all got that. I just create a whirlwind behind me, a tornado of mess. Yeah, they got that, right? Hey, y'all got it. I'm about to go lay down and sleep.
In
Right.
jail.
Come on, man. Like, we gotta get better at it. We gotta get better. The more greater you are, the more you humble yourself. Read.
And thou shalt find favor before the Most High.
This is how you get the favor. Not from man, but from the Most High. Read.
Many are in high place.
Just like the Pharisees, right? They were in the seat of Moses. Right? They were the ones that were in power. So many are in high place, but is that what it's about? No, read.
And of renown.
Read.
But mysteries are revealed unto the meek.
Unto the who?
Unto the meek.
Meek shall inherit the earth. The mysteries are revealed to the meek. Why do you think the Pharisees didn't get it? Why do you think they were all about their phylacteries and their fringes flapping in the wind while they prayed? But it said they were sensual, having not the spirit. You see that? They were all about them emotions. But they didn't have no spiritual fortitude to land on. Read on.
Verse 20. For the power of the Most High is great.
Right?
And he is honored.
And he's what?
He is honored.
Right.
Of the lowly.
He's honored of the lowly. You see that? Just like the publican and the Pharisee that went in to pray. The Most High said he gave honor to the publican. It said the publican went home justified. Because why? He was humble. He wasn't like, man, don't look at, I know I'm a publican, but so what? Look at my garment and my beard and I'm good. And don't judge me like this wicked Pharisee. He didn't do that. He could have, couldn't he? Could the publican could have been like, this nigga right here is wicked as hell. But see, the humble man, the meek man, ain't looking at what everybody else is doing. He's examining himself whether he be in the faith. He's looking at how he can keep moving forward and pleasing the Most High. He's in Colossians 3:23. Whatever he's doing, he's trying to please the Most High. Not looking at what you're doing to please the Most High. It don't matter. What I do and what you do don't matter. If I please the Most High the way he wants, it don't matter how you do it as long as you do it the way he wants. But I'm not going to look at you like, oh, well, I'm not doing it like you, so I can't do it. Go to Romans 2 and verse 1. Last point. What's the biggest thing about a hypocrite that is always off? The biggest thing, man. They point fingers. It's wrong. What is it? When the Pharisees brought the woman that was taken in adultery to Christ, and they were like, stone her. What they were doing? What they were trying to do? What they were trying to pass judgment. And Yahweh Shai was like, hold on, bro. He without sin cast the first stone. All right, good seeing you, bro. Their judgment, a hypocrite's judgment is never, ever on point. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not on point ever, because they're looking at things through the way they think it should be, through the way they want things. Romans 2 and 1.
God, Romans chapter 2, verse 1.
Read.
Therefore thou art inexcusable.
Ariel, read this for me.
Romans chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Therefore thou art inexcusable. O man.
Read.
Whatsoever thou art that judgest. For wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself.
Right. You know why? Because you're sitting there pointing fingers like, clean the room, clean the house, but your room is dirty. How come they never do their chores, but your living space is filthy? So you judging one, but you condemning yourself because you're not living up to what you're judging, the way you judge. So it says you're inexcusable, oh man. Read on.
Whatsoever thou art that judgest.
Whosoever.
Whosoever.
Read from the top.
Okay. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man.
Right.
Whosoever thou art that judgest.
Right. You're inexcusable because the same judgment you're judging, you got to judge yourself with it. Go ahead.
For wherein thou judgest another.
Right.
Thou condemnest thyself.
Come on.
For thou that judgest doeth the same thing.
Wait, you do what?
The same thing.
Yeah, you judging like everybody's not doing what they're supposed to do, but you fall right in that same category. Well, you ain't around to do what you're supposed to do. You separate yourself. You run away. But then you pointing fingers. And then you try to use the reason that them not doing stuff for the reason why you don't do stuff. Well, they ain't doing it. Like, ribs love to do that for some reason. Well, those sisters ain't doing that. So why I gotta do it? What the hell are you talking about? Why? Whatsoever you do, do heartily unto the Most High, not unto men. That's why. If you weren't being hypocritical and looking at what everybody else was doing and misjudging, you would understand why it was important for you to do your duty, whatever that may be, right? Wholeheartedly. Read on.
Verse 2. But we are sure that the judgment of the Most High is according to the truth against them which commit such things.
You see that? That's why it says our righteousness is like filthy rags, and when we go about to establish our own righteousness and not the righteousness of the Most High, you're going to establish your own righteousness, and what is it? It's false judgment. It's improper judgment. That's what it falls into as a hypocrite. Read on.
Verse 3. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doest the same.
Right. What you think when you judge them, when you point fingers at them that do something, but you do the same thing? What you think's going to happen? It's asking you a question. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doeth the same? Read.
That thou shalt escape the judgment of the Most High?
That's what a hypocrite thinks. He thinks like, yeah, I'm good, because I ain't never wrong. I'm pure.
Or I just haven't been caught.
Oh, yeah, brother. Nobody sees it. It goes back into that mind that I'm not seeing. Go to jump down. Oof. Go down real quick.
Verse 6?
Nope.
Verse 5?
No, I said jump down. No, read verse 6. You're right.
God, verse 6. Who will render to every man according to his deed?
Right.
To them who by patience continuance.
By patient continuance. Go ahead.
In well-doing. Seek for glory.
Wait. You got to do what?
Seek for glory.
It says to them who by patient continuance, meaning you just can't talk about it. You got to do it. It says continuance in well-doing. Read.
Seek for glory. And honor. And immortality.
Go ahead.
Eternal life.
Read verse 8.
Verse 8. But unto them.
This Romans is so hard. Read.
But unto them that are contentious.
Right? You want to go back and forth? Why I got to do it like that? What about them? Read on.
And do not obey the truth.
They don't obey the truth because they're not about the spirit. They're sensual, having not the truth. They separate themselves. Read.
But obey unrighteousness.
They do what?
Obey unrighteousness. Indignation and wrath.
Come on.
Tribulation and anguish upon your...
This is why brothers go through so much and sisters go through so much tribulation. Because of that hypocritical mind that, you know, it has to be purged out for you to see things clearly. But if not, you're going to catch hell, man. The Most High is going to put you through trial after trial after trial. It says tribulation and anguish. You living in anguish, man, because you're trying to keep up the facade. Read.
Upon every soul of man that doeth evil.
Read.
Of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile.
Go to verse 19.
Verse 19.
I can read through this whole thing, but read verse 19.
Verse 19. And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind.
Right, because the hypocrite's like, yeah, I know it all. I got this. I'm down. I'm with it. I'm a guide to the blind. See, I can see. What about them? Go ahead.
A light of them which are in darkness.
Right.
An instructor of the foolish.
Come on.
A teacher of babes.
Read.
Which has the form of knowledge.
They have the what?
Form of knowledge.
Read.
And of the truth in the law.
They got a form of knowledge and a form of the truth in the law. Because that's what it's about. It's about law. Fringes. Beard. Right? Hair wrap. Borders of blue. Phylacteries. Read.
Verse 21. Thou therefore, which teachest another. Teachest thou not thyself?
Yeah, it's like, you got it. You better than everyone. So you teaching everybody, right? But you didn't teach yourself. You judge men of the things they do, but you do it. It doesn't make sense. Read on.
Thou that preachest, a man should not steal. Doest thou steal?
Right.
Thou that sayest, a man should not commit adultery.
Read.
Doest thou commit adultery?
Come on.
Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
Come on.
Thou that makest thy boast of the law.
Yeah, you boast like you know it. You boast like you got it. Read on.
Through breaking the law, dishonoreth thou the Most High? For the same of the Most High.
For the name of the Most High.
For the name of God is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
This is why people look at you and they say, I don't want to follow that. I don't want to follow that Israelite thing. Because you're saying one thing, but you're doing another. You're telling me, keep the law, but you sitting here on the low talking about all the chicks you done hit. You got, man, like, come on, man. You sitting there trying to teach a woman to get in order, but you running around town just whoremongering. Get in order, sister. Right? But the scriptures say in the law, don't make whores of the daughters of Zion. But they're already whores. Okay, well then don't add sin unto sin. I mean, but you want to get a chick in order. You trying to smash her with the Bible. It's an abomination to wear pants. Says in Deuteronomy. You don't even know the scripture. Get your head wrap on. Right? You got, like, brothers be like that. But then you running around whoremongering. You running around hitting everything that winks at you. But they're already whores. And then your justification is they're already whores. I'm not making them whores. They're already that. Okay, well then don't add sin unto sin. Right? Flee youthful lust. Like all these other things that you don't apply. Because why? Going back to 2 Timothy 3, it said what? It said they rather indulge in earthly lust than the spirit of the Most High. You see that? Any questions?
Wow.
Y'all sure? Anything? All right, man. Another good class. Hopefully y'all wrote everything down. We want to thank everybody online. I know we didn't get to all y'all's questions. I had them screenshot them so we could hit them. Probably Friday. Remember Passover, April the 21st. Purim, March 18th and 19th. We'll give you the location for Purim once we figure that out. We got some time. But the 18th, the 18th is what? So Thursday. The 19th is what? Friday. So we probably won't have class that Friday.
Yeah. Oh, March.
March.
Oh yeah, March 18th. Okay.
January, February, March. Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday.
Wait, is it March? Wait.
March 18th to 19th.
Right. Right, 18th and 19th. Right, well, so Monday and Tuesday, so we probably won't have class that Monday because we'll be commemorating the High Holy Day. And then Passover. So remember, you're looking for a garment, get that money in before the 1st. That's the cutoff. RSVP. So we can get you in there, so we can get together. Thank y'all for the positivity, for joining us. We will see y'all back here on Friday. Let's say shalom.
Shalom!
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ. In Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception. Along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the